Hello everyone, today we are swapping the upper hull of the Heng Tiger 1. So the lights are broken off and the driver and machine gunner hatches, which arguably should never have been fitted as they never used to open, do now open, but the body of the tank got quite butchered with their installation as it was done by a complete imbecile. So on the new one we've got some nice new lights and the hatch is actually already open, which is great. It means I can probably just put my metal ones in straight away and that's nice. So the last difference is the wiring. This is a much newer piece. This was bought yesterday. This was bought probably about 10 years ago. And as you can see, this isn't going to plug into anything I've got. Come here. This isn't going to plug into anything I've got on the old tank. So the wiring's obviously damaged on the old model and not connected to any kind of lights or anything. And all I've got to work with on the new one is this black plug, which doesn't plug into anything on here. I'm not too worried at the moment. I will just work that out when I get to it later. So I'm just going to start by taking off these little accessories. We'll pop the turret off and then deal with any wiring. just a quick comparison before we crack on. Just want to point out the colour's slightly different. Shouldn't matter too much. I'm going to put everything back in now. This doesn't fit anywhere on here, so this must plug into the body of the tank. I just noticed these wires are also damaged. I wonder if they've been chewed by this or something. So I've got this left, that's everything plugged in. This is left over, coming from here, but I'm guessing this plugs into the somewhere on the tank body. I've got these two coming off of this little chip from the old tank, and I'm wondering if I just need to connect them to this, as this is all I've got on the new one, and then hopefully that will work. I'm not sure what that is. Hopefully it's the machine gun. So I'm just going to cut this off so that I can connect it to these two a little bit more easily. Sorry if you know what you're doing and you think I'm being really stupid. I probably am. Probably doing this wrong. But it should hopefully work. Damn it, get out of the way. So I was just about to put everything back together and I've realised I've broken this wire off of this chip because I'm an absolute oaf. I'm not too sure where it's come off from. I'm guessing it's from where the other red wire connects to it, as the other two pieces just have black. And I'm hoping I can solder this red wire back onto here because I think that's the only way to fix it. Although I am rubbish at soldering, so. Probably be a bit embarrassed about this, but I have managed to solder that wire back onto there. I've soldered these two together extremely badly, but when I say I suck at soldering, this is pretty much the first time I've actually tried to do it. Hopefully this works. I'm quite pleased with that, to be honest, even though it is rubbish. If it works, I'm going to be quite pleased. Okay, so I've got the wire plugged in here. Here's the little chip. I've just not screwed it into the tank body. Here's my bodged soldering. If I turn the tank on, hopefully if what I've done works, the lights should flash, which is what they should do. There we go. Lovely. Just going to try turn it on and make sure that they stay on. Cool. And I was hoping that this would light up when I press the machine gun, but it doesn't seem to work. Oh, that's just flickering there. So, but I'm happy with that, to be honest. I need to try and find out why this isn't working, but that's good. I can carry on with reassembly now. Don't want to do them up too tight. Just don't need to. Okay, I need to make sure that this stays out of the way and doesn't get damaged when I put this whole thing back together. I'm a bit worried about that, but I'll probably do something about this before we reassemble completely. I'm not sure if this goes into the tank or there, or if this goes into the tank. I think this goes here. Looking great either. Okay, cool. I'm going to do one more test. I'm going to plug this in and plug all this back into the tank and make sure everything works, including the gunner. Okay, cool. So we're running. Whoops. And everything seems to be working. Cool. So now I know I've got the wiring right. Just need to make a note of where these things plug into. So from the turret we're going to the front of that. Cool. So I'm just going to put some electrical tape around the wires, especially the ones I've soldered. I'm going to have to wrap a bit of tape around that one and a bit of tape around this one separately to keep them insulated. These two, I'm probably going to do most of them just to give them a bit of protection, and I hope that just helps a bit. Okay, so I've finished taping up the wires. I think not really necessary, but just why not. I've added a cable tie here to hopefully keep all of this lot up and out of the way, and I've added one here to hopefully keep this lot down and out of the way. They're lined up next to each other, so these wires should sit over here, so it should be fine. I was going to swap these turret hatches over, but I noticed they've got a different mounting point. I've taken the screw out of this one. I'm just going to very carefully pop it off here. There we go. I just want to show you the ones on the old one have a completely different mount to this one, which is quite fat compared to that, which is quite flat. And I've also somehow glued it down. I've tried to take these off and they really don't want to come out, so I'm going to leave them and think about a better solution than just ripping them out of there. I would then have to make some kind of makeshift washer to space that out so that I could then screw it down. So I'm just going to leave them for now. Right, so the hatch is back on. I'm going to try and put this back together now. That goes in there. Does it? Yes. This obviously goes. Whoops. Into here. And make sure that's poked down properly. Oh, look at that. Let's put this on the back. Okay. Just got sort of. Go. Should sort of clip into place. Just want to check actually. Okay, I'm fairly happy with where the wires are sitting. So. Pick this up from the front and back, that's just quite heavy. Right, there we go. Oh, I probably should have tested this first before I screwed it all together, but never mind. So hopefully, if I turn this on, the lights should flash. Ah, there we go. Lovely. Is this the right controller? Yeah. Let's just see if this works. There we go. Right, they seem to have full functionality. Cool, I'm happy to leave this together now. I think I've finished with the inside of it, and now I'm just going to put all the bits back on the outside, and whatever's missing I will then worry. Okay, so here I've got the accessories. I'm going to put them all back on. I'm not going to go into this here, but I am going to paint them before I put them on the tank. You can see here there's a couple of pieces that are spare. It does make a difference. Anyway, I think this video is long enough already, so there's a link in the description for that. There's another video on why you should paint these bits, but I'm just going to paint these, put them on, and then we can call it. Alright guys, that's it from me. Everything's fixed, the lights are working. The only thing I haven't sorted out is the machine gunner light and this mudguard on the back, and there's a few other bits. I need to put the smoke launchers back on. Other than that, I'm quite happy to call it. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please smash the like button, and I'm going to say goodbye.